Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Deszren. Most people call me Des. Feel free to call me whichever. If you're new to my channel, welcome. Today we are going to be doing a wash and retwist. This hair just was so crusty to me and it just needed a facelift. So that's what we're gonna do today. I just wanted to show you guys what my hair was looking like before I hopped in the shower. I will say this. At this point in time, I did have Olaplex number 3 in my hair. I have been using that ever since I used lightener on my hair, which was months ago. So that has been a part of my wash routine for months now. So I'm just fully saturating my hair. The products I'm using in this video are all going to be in the description box below. So don't worry, I will not leave out anything in case you want to grab some for yourself. But I have made a video like this more than once, so I don't want to talk too much. What you guys see me doing is exactly what I do every single time I wash my hair. So to help with my color, even though I was so over this color at this point in time and I hated it, I still was using a shampoo that is meant for color. For me, I use the Nexus one. I feel like most color shampoos are still going to take out some color, but for me, this one has been working pretty well for the most part. I'm gonna be honest with you guys, I recorded this video like at the end of March, beginning of April, I believe. Honestly, I can't remember, but my hair is not even this color anymore. That's gonna be the next video coming up, me coloring my locks again, because when I tell you guys I was so fed up with this color, I felt like it was drowning out my skin. It's hard to like match outfits with your hair when you have a color like this. I just was over it. So yeah, we went back dark, much happier now. But if I look fed up in this video, for the most part, it's because I am. I was so over this color. And I didn't feel cute with it anymore. At first, I was feeling it, but now I'm just like, I miss my darker hair. That will be in the next video. I'm not going to talk too much about that. But when you guys are washing your locks, please squeeze them. Like, please squeeze them. You need to. Don't be that person that's like just running the shampoo down the hair as it rinses. No, that's not a thing with locks at all. You need to squeeze them to get the dirt out. Anything that might be stuck in your locks, especially if you're a smoker, you want to make sure you're helping loosen that residue, get that residue off of your hair, because it's a real thing. I am in cosmetology school and they basically teach you to like not squeeze the hair when you're washing. That is like the total opposite when it comes to locks. So get down and dirty. Don't be scared to squeeze your hair. A lot of my clients are also scared to squeeze their hair, and I'm like, your hair is resilient. Your hair is strong. Don't always look at your hair as something that's like weak and fragile. Yes, you need to be gentle with it, but also get in there. Don't be scared. For my moisturizer, I don't use a regular conditioner. I use the macadamia deep treatment mask, something like that. Like I said, everything will be in the description below. But what I do is I put the mask in a separate applicator bottle and I do 50% product, 50% water. Sometimes I do even maybe like 70% water. I dilute the crap out of it because you do not want this stuff to get stuck in your locks. It's not a good look. It's not healthy for your hair to have products stuck in it like that. So that is why if you are going to choose to use conditioner, dilute it, please. I honestly only use conditioner in my hair because it is so processed. I bleached my hair way too many times months ago, and it also has like 2 or 3 different colors on top of it. So that is why I personally choose to use conditioner. It's not a necessity for everyone, so do what works for you. And can we just appreciate the hang time, y'all? Because my locks have come such a long way and I'm so happy with my progress. I make 2 years this July and I'm just proud of myself for sticking with it, and I'm really satisfied with the journey, and I'm so happy that I decided to commit to this set, because y'all know I'm quick to come out of set and start over, but I've been doing really good with this one, so I'm proud of myself. For this retwist, I'm going to be using the Loc IG gel. This stuff has like an extreme extra hold. I'm using my rose water and my multiple strands strengthening oil. So y'all have seen me retwist multiple times. I really just wanted to talk a little bit about this gel. This has been my go-to gel lately, and also for my clients too. Y'all already know I'm like a diehard Napstar fan, but I did notice that the Napstar gel does not always work the best for certain hair textures. Napstar gel is a great gel for looser, softer hair types and textures, but this Loc IG gel is honestly great for most, if not all, textures. It can handle a really kinky texture, and of course it can handle a looser, softer texture. You just have to be careful with heavier gels on softer textures because it will weigh the hair down. It will stick to your scalp much easier. And especially if you're someone that has dandruff problems, a heavier gel may not be the best option for you. Now, of course, I'm trying new gels, so you guys can also have insight and pick a gel that you think will best suit you, especially if you're new to your lock journey or you're experimenting and you want to know what other people say about certain things. That is why I like to retwist with different products. So if you're looking at videos like, oh my god, this girl is always using something different, like what is she gonna use today? That is why, especially as a loctician, it's my job to experiment and try new products because you just never know. The only thing that I would change about this specific gel is probably the scent. The scent isn't that appealing. It's not a strong scent, but it just doesn't smell like much. Like, I really don't know how to describe the scent of the gel. If they came out with another version or option where it has some kind of scent to it, I think I would definitely explore that, because who doesn't want something that smells nice in their hair? You know what I mean? But other than that, this gel is great. If you are going to use it, I would recommend using it on damp hair, not soaking wet hair, because most dry gels, and this is considered a dry gel, most dry gels don't work well on wet hair. They tend to just slip off the hair. I'm never going to recommend that you use gel on completely dry hair, but just make sure that you're spraying your hair, it has some kind of dampness to it when you are using a dry gel. The last thing I want to say about this gel is that it's about $30 depending on where you get it. Of course you can find it online, but this is probably one of the best gels that I've been able to find at a beauty supply store. And for me, it's actually cheaper to get it in the store because there's some local ones where I live where I can find it for like $27 a jar. So it's a bit pricey. I don't know if they have a smaller size than the one that I have. I think the one that I have is like 16 ounces or so. You'd have to look online. I am going to put the link to buy it online, of course, in the description, but if you can find this at your local beauty supply store, it most likely will end up being cheaper unless you're buying it in bulk. So I do have a slight widow's peak, and what I like to do is I like to just brush it to one side. Typically it is my right side, and I do this because it looks crazy when you try to split it, especially on someone that has a very prominent widow's peak. So pick a side, brush it to one side. Just please do not split that thing in the middle, because it's just, I mean, if that's the look that you're going for, but to me, it's just not a good look. So even my clients that have a widow's peak, and not many of them really do, I do this because it just looks better. And look at that. Nice and sleek. If I were to split that in the middle, it's just gonna look weird. So I've never done that. Even before, when I was a loose natural, if I was doing my edges, I always did my widow's peak like that. So I'm just used to doing that, and it has not changed at all. If you're wondering how long I keep the twists in once I am done under the dryer, I keep them things in all night and I take them out in the morning. Even when I'm done under the dryer, I don't care. They're coming out in the morning. That's just how I operate. And this is what they look like afterwards. I honestly think this was like maybe a day or two after my retwist. I ended up being really busy and forgot to record immediately after I was done under the dryer. But as you can see, like this gel, it holds. I barely had frizz. My retwists are able to last a little bit longer because I'm not the type to constantly be in my hair or change up my hair or style it often, which most of you guys probably know already. So my retwists are able to last a pretty long time. Now, if you're someone who's an athlete or someone who's always in their hair, touching their hair a lot, don't expect your retwist to look fresh for longer than a week or 2 weeks. It's just not gonna happen. But other than that, this gel is great. It has a great hold and I highly recommend it. So if you guys have any questions or comments, concerns, drop those down below and I will see you guys next time. Bye guys.